Today's sponsor of the Vision Quest podcast is 920 Hat Company. Leather patch hats are in, and 920 Hat Company is here to hook you up with your very own custom hat. All patches are lasered on top-grade genuine leather and on popular brand hats like Richardson and FlexFit. Whether you're looking to show off your business or want a one-of-a-kind hat for yourself, 920 Hat Company can do it all. All the hats are handcrafted right in the Fox Valley, but worn across America. With over 500 hats in stock, they guarantee fast turnaround times. Honestly, Liam, looking at these hats, solid, right?
Yeah, they're pretty. I like them.
I like that patch itself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one-of-a-kind stuff. I know his name's Trevor. He does great work. He's actually gotten I think we got a knit hat coming.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we got that coming. So we're really excited to have these guys on board as a sponsor. So get down to check them out on Facebook. I believe they're on Instagram. Check them out, man. They got the best hats, I think, in the Fox Valley, if not in the state.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So get down to 920 Hat Company on social media and check them out. All right, everyone. We are back. We are joined today. Special guest. Didn't really know too much about stuff going on down in Kentucky, but I have here with me assistant coach to Bellarmine University Wrestling, Noah Hardy. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
I just trying to live through this winter stuff, man. I just complained to my neighbor the other day about how much I was born and raised in the state. And I absolutely hate it now. I'm kind of over this snow. You're out in California right now.
I am sunny and 75 right now, so I will not complain about winter at all. Great.
Fantastic. So, Noah, let's talk a little bit about you first. We know obviously that you're coaching right now down in Kentucky. I think the only Division I college, wrestling anyways.
In Kentucky.
Yeah. So where did you start? Sounds like you're out of PA.
Yeah, so I went to high school in Pennsylvania. I went to college at Concordia, Wisconsin, just down the road from Milwaukee.
Okay.
Wrestled from 2018 to 2022.
Yeah.
And then in August of this year, I started at Bellarmine.
All right. So where did you? What age did you start wrestling at? What was the beginning?
God, like 4 or 5 years old. I mean, my dad wrestled at Concordia way back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And all we ever knew was wrestling. I played football for 2 or 3 years. Wasn't any good at it. So I wrestled from the time I was little until now. So.
Okay. So what was your first memory of being on a mat? Was it a practice or was it a tournament that sticks out in your head right away?
My first memory of wrestling was U State in Hershey, PA.
Oh wow.
4 or 5 years old. No, it's funny. I remember it clearly.
Yeah.
We're on the top rank of the arena, and I was so out of it with wrestling. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go play with my toys. 4 years old, don't want to wrestle. Going up and play with my action figures, my parents.
That's the best. Yeah, well, that's what mattered then, right? I mean, the whole wrestling gig wasn't even a forefront in your mind at all. So 4 years old, just kind of sitting in PA. You're at that. I mean, it had to have been packed because that's a big tournament, man. That's
everything in PA is just bigger.
Yeah. Right. Well, you're in a hotbed. You're in a hotbed too of wrestling. I mean, I think it was at the area you're out of. Wasn't that kind of where I just listened to Kemmerer and those guys were kind of out of that area, weren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Powerade every year, Powerade stuff, and so those kind of experiences just were out of this world to grow up and have that kind of exposure with.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So what club did you go to as a kid? Where did you go wrestle?
So I unfortunately just wrestled at my high school just because the way things worked. I just never really got in with one, so just kind of just stay with my high school stuff.
Okay. Well, and hey, I mean it's programs like that. I mean, especially around here, what we have. Some of the high schools actually have, youth programs all the way to middle school. There's nothing wrong with it because you're really just filtering in the stuff that you want these kids to learn. And it's a good process to have. So that's either way. When you started your wrestling career, were you driven? Was it something that when you started wrestling, were you like, I actually love this. I want to do this.
Oh, it's funny because I didn't until after high school. I didn't it was weird. I didn't have that love for it. I didn't have that drive to until I got to college, actually. Really? And I was like, all right, I got it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like time to take things seriously.
So was it hard? You know? Were you having a hard time? Like it just as a younger kid? Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
High school was on and off, but you know, it was cool to grow up and have those experiences in Pennsylvania, just because it was, you look back at them and you're just like, I wouldn't change these for anything. I mean, it was such a good experience at the same time. Yeah. So, I mean, I really enjoyed it.
That's great. Well, and so you must have had a great environment as far as just athletics thing coming up just in your house. I mean, that's a big thing with things. Just thinking about Liam right now, as far as the stuff that he does, and watching some of the guys or parents that, you know, you're around or you see. Were your parents more hands off, or were they trying to push you, or were they just kind of like, hey, it's your thing, do what you got to do?
Yeah. Well, my mom was just kind of out of the whole situation, because my mom was like, you know, I'm going to let your dad, this is your dad's department.
Okay.
So she'd just drive us to tournaments and she'd do all that.
Yeah.
But my dad still is really hands-on. He helps at my brother's high school in Michigan now, where they live. And he was helping at our high school. I mean, he was always there. So it was always cool to have, you know, it's cool for some people, at least, it's cool to have your dad there. Some people hate it.
Yeah.
As I got older, I didn't like it, but you know, growing up, I had that solid base with him, which was always nice.
Oh, definitely. I mean, because you could see a lot of kids in this state alone too that they were great as kids, you know, but you also saw the parents push them, and all of a sudden you don't see those kids wrestling as much anymore as soon as they get to like high school and things like that. And I'm just in the field you're in now and just watching kids. I mean, you must see that a lot too, as far as just what it takes not only to have a child that is successful mentally, you know, because it's a physical sport. So a kid could be grinding and being able to wrestle all these guys, but if he can't, you know, I guess force himself to do it, you got someone else forcing you to do something. It's not fun anymore, you know. So you see a lot of kids drop off.
You gotta love the sport. I mean, you gotta love anything in life that you do. So I think that's a huge thing. Is, at least for me, it was a huge thing that my dad wasn't like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this.
Yeah.
Part of me might have wished he did, but at the same time, I mean, I really I got that love of it myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kept my longevity, at least.
That's awesome. Well, that's awesome. So, So high school, you know, obviously the youth program is basically the feeder program into the high school. When you got to high school, because you had mentioned college was where you really kind of built that love or whatever it was for what you had for wrestling. But with that being said, in high school, where did you start to find yourself as far as wrestling went? I mean, because as you're going through puberty, growing, you know, getting older, things like that, and really kind of figuring out just who you kind of are, wrestling stuck around. So what made it stick around for you?
Yeah, it's funny. It was nothing during high school. It actually was after my senior year. I was looking at schools.
Yeah.
I kind of had looked at Concordia just because my dad was like, hey, you know, there's a school I went to in Wisconsin. You might like it. I was like, sure, whatever, Dad.
Yeah.
We'll think about it.
Yeah.
I was really big on going like away from home as far as possible. I looked at going to SDSU just to go to SDSU because I was like, I want to get away.
Yeah.
Some things happened and I couldn't do that. And then I was like, oh, wow, I don't want to go to this. My mom taught at University of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I was like, I don't want to go to University of Pittsburgh. It's too close. It's like 20 minutes from my house.
Sure.
So I was like, all right, Dad, let's look at this school.
Yeah.
So we went up there and they just got a new wrestling coach, Kevin Cook. And I was like, I was talking to him a little bit because my dad's old head coach was the assistant now.
Okay.
And he's like, you should talk to him. And I was like, all right, well, let's talk to this guy. I fell in love with him. The guy, he's an amazing head coach, amazing person. I was like, that's it. I'm in.
Wow.
So,
well,
yeah. So then after that on, I was just ready to go.
That's something I never asked really either, though, too, is the influence of parents, you know, as far as going to school. You obviously, you just mentioned your dad had gone to Concordia, which was he from Wisconsin? How did he, where did the...
No, he was from Michigan. I was actually born in Michigan originally. They moved back to Michigan just recently, but he went to Concordia to play football back in the 90s.
Ah.
He didn't even go to wrestling. He was I think he was a 3-time Michigan State champ in wrestling.
Okay. Wow.
Got a football scholarship. Said, you know, this is paying the bills.
You're right.
So we're gonna run with this.
Yeah.
Or pays the bills.
Right.
Gets to Wisconsin, I think he said he was ineligible for fall because of his grades.
Yeah.
Typical, typical meathead. And gets the spring ball as a true freshman, wins the spot, and he's like, I'm in it. Like I'm gonna run this ship.
Yeah.
Football coach comes up to me and goes, hey, you want a chance to wrestle in the national tournament? My dad, being my dad, is like, of course. Goes to the football coach. Can you get us to the national tournament? No. All right, I'm out.
I'm out.
And that was it. The rest is history.
Well, that's cool.
National qualifier.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. So you do have wrestling in your background. I mean, it's just as far as But I think it's interesting, not only just the influence in school, but just the influence in sports. When your parents have been in it, things like that, they have a different understanding or have a different takeaway from any other parent. Like I wrestled up until my junior year, but I quit because I sucked. I wasn't good at it, But I also come from soccer, which is a team mentality. Once we got to the duels, that's when Liam kind of fell in love with the sport even more. Once he got into the dual situations. But I think that's really cool that the Wisconsin connection, number one, because it's like, holy cow, but also then the parent influence where, hey, I went here, it's not a bad school, but things just aligned for you going into college. So when you decided to go to Concordia and you get there, was it hard?
Oh, geez, was it hard? It was my freshman year was such a challenge because I had a bad understanding of what college wrestling was.
Okay.
I thought, I came from Pennsylvania. I just thought, hey, I was okay in Pennsylvania. I will be fine.
In Wisconsin.
So I don't need to do anything. I just show up to practice and I will kill everybody. That did not happen. My freshman year was a train wreck.
Man.
And then, my saving grace when it came to college wrestling was my roommate had gone to Max's Academy in McLaurin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And was like, he's like, hey man, you need to practice more. Like, the hard reality. You need better coaching. You need to work harder. All this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this losing thing isn't fun.
It's not cool.
It's not fun. So I started going there, and that's when I really fell in love with the sport.
Yeah.
Being at his place, and so from then on, it just kind of was like, hey, we're gonna chase this dream until we can't chase it anymore. So
so you get into Max's location. We had Max on not too long ago. Talked to him a little bit. So with the transformation of realizing that practices were the real deal, you have to go, you got to get it done. How did things start to shape up for you then in the practice room once you started kind of going? Were you slow going because you kind of thought that things were gonna, were you diving into it? Were you like, yep, 100% buying in?
It was slow. It was a long learning curve.
Right on.
But I'm super thankful for that because I know, like, taking away from it, stepping back a little bit, I always look at it like, what would happen in my life and in my wrestling career and just in general if I hadn't gone there. If I hadn't gone to AW, if I hadn't gone to Concordia, where would I be? I don't really like to think about it because I'm very happy where I am. I think I'm in an amazing situation.
Yeah.
So I try not to, dwell on that too much.
Sure. Right on. Well, yeah. And there's no need. I mean, honestly, if there's things that goals either get met or don't get met, and things, and I think that's talked about in a lot of wrestling rooms, that whatever happens in the present is going to be done and it's going to be in the past. You have to start just moving towards the future. So when you get into college, you're wrestling. I mean, how did your wrestling progress? How was that? Did it get better by your senior year? By the time you're done and you're like, all right, this has been a good ride.
Max was a huge influence, and by the time I was 22, a senior in college, there was a noticeable change. I mean, I was happy with, in the beginning of the season, I was really happy. I had a bad back injury.
Oh, okay.
So things kind of slowed down, but no, I mean, I noticed a difference. And like I said, I wish I could have gone back and had that my freshman year, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was the number one thing for my wrestling going there. And I think it's the best thing for anybody's wrestling, really. Oh, totally.
And as you kind of grew through those seasons, though, what were some matches that really stuck out in your mind as far as, hey, something I completely screwed this up, or like I couldn't believe I got this guy in his back and I had him there? What kind of matches really kind of stuck out for you?
Oh, geez. The match in my college that sticks out the most is there's two. Yeah. My sophomore year, we went down to Nashville duels.
Yep.
In Nashville, Tennessee. We were on a roll my sophomore year. And we're like we're gonna crush this.
Yep.
We go into your first duel. I forget who we wrestled. We killed him, and I'm thinking, all right, like this is gonna be a great day.
Yeah.
We get out there. Our second match, we're running through this team.
Yeah.
I get bumped to 97, and I'm thinking, God, this is great.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I start wrestling this dude. He looks like he just came out of prison. I mean, I was scared for my life. And I get out there, and I'm freaking out. Start wrestling. He takes me down, and I look over. My dad's there. My whole team's 2 feet away from me. I'm like, I cannot lose this match. I get out, take him down, pin him in like a minute. And I'm like, I jump up and I'm like, did this just happen? The whole team's going wild. I'm like, did this just really, I'm freaking out. I'm trying to run away.
Yeah.
I'm 19 years old. I'm freaking out. And so I was probably my best memory. And then we went on to beat University of Ozarks, ranked number 19 in the nation at the time.
Nice.
It was a good day. And so those kind of memories. And then my senior year, we were wrestling Aurora University. It was a rescheduled duel.
Yep.
End of the year was our last thing. I didn't even think I was wrestling. I didn't even warm up. I'm like, I thought we were done.
Yeah.
You know, I thought we got conference and regionals, and then my senior year is over.
Yeah.
Nationals, and we're done.
We're out. Yeah.
So I didn't even warm up. I mean, I'm sitting on the bench. My coach goes, "Hey, you're gonna wrestle 84."
Yeah.
What? You could have told me 20 minutes ago. I think our 65 just won, and so I get up. I'm trying to warm up. Our 74 pins this kid.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? What are we doing? So I went out there. I'm not warmed up at all. I'm just,
yeah, a little green
as grass right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go out there. I don't remember the score of the match. I think I tagged him in the second because I was just like, I took the first shot. I look over and I'm like, it's the last time I'm going to wrestle in this gym. King Kong couldn't beat me at this point. And we're just going.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not losing. Nobody's beating me here.
Yeah.
So, those are the two. Those are definitely the two that stick out the most in college.
Went out with a bang. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Good bang.
So yeah, right. No doubt. So we transitioned into coaching. So you didn't start at Bellarmine. You actually started out at a club, correct?
Yeah, I moved down to Kentucky to actually take a job with the PGA. Just not be done with wrestling, but just
take a break,
steady income. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life.
Yep.
So get down to Kentucky, and I'm looking for places to wrestle. Just find out what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come across this place, Invicta Wrestling Academy with Isaac Knabel.
Okay.
In New Albany. I'm like, you know what? I started talking a little bit. I'm like, hey, can I just come help out? Can't be consistent. I got work.
Yeah.
I work crazy hours. But I'd love to just come in. So started working there for a month or two, and then summer hit, and I was really swamped with work, so I kind of had to step away a little bit. But
yeah,
I was like, I called my dad up, and I was like, Dad, I love coaching. I love doing this. I mean, I think this is what I was meant to do.
Yep.
And then position at Bellarmine became open. Interviewed with Coach Shuck, and then got the job in August, and we've been just going ever since.
So with your Wisconsin connection, as far as wrestling at Concordia and knowing of the area, and just probably being able to see some of the high school action that goes on around here.
Yeah.
When you're coaching a club, you're just kind of a touch and go thing. But how did the connection with Ned happen? Like, how did you guys meet up? Was it just was it a job posting you saw somewhere? Or?
Yeah, I actually I accidentally bumped into him one day.
Oh, wow.
And Coach Knabel was like, "Hey, you should talk to this guy." And I'm thinking to myself, "Who's this guy?" Like, I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Well, this is Coach Shuck over at Bellarmine." And instantly, I'm like, "Oh God, I gotta be on my best behavior." Like, I'm trying to make that connection.
Yep.
And I guess he just liked me. We went out to lunch and interviewed for the job, and
that's great.
Here I am.
Yeah. So the Wisconsin connection, you know of when you start, is this your first year recruiting for you? Like first year going out and looking for athletes and stuff?
Yeah. First couple months.
Right on. So you didn't take any time or waste any time, and you did find Wisconsin again. So what drew you to look in Wisconsin as far as just the wrestling and stuff like that? You come from Pennsylvania, man.
Yeah. Well, that's true. But to me, it's pretty simple. I know where the best club in the nation's at, It's in Wisconsin. That's
Yeah.
my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's what this is all about, man. Yeah. So is that one of your contacts right away? Was contacting Max? Hey,
yeah,
this is what I'm doing.
I said to him, I said, hey, I know you're the best. I need some of those kids because I know you're putting out the best wrestlers.
Yeah. So did you have any kind of I don't know, reservations as far as like where you like looking into PA and things like that? Have you reached out to people there too? You guys, obviously a recruiter, you're going to have your fingers everywhere as much as you can.
Yeah.
As far as where you kind of, obviously you want to go with familiarity. I'm not a recruiter, so I don't really know how it works out. So are you going with familiarity first? Like you knew Max, do you know like Jody and those guys up in Pennsylvania, you know, that kind of thing?
Yeah. I just kind of went, growing up, my youth coach is now the director of Western PA.
Oh, okay.
Wrestling.
Nice.
Yeah. So I kind of went to the places I know. My brother wrestled in Michigan, wrestled at a few clubs up there. I was like, I'm just going to go to the places I know. I'm going to reach out to the people that I know from growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in an area where wrestling was so just, everyone was a killer. So I just got to go to those places. And then with Max, I mean, it's pretty simple and cut and dry. I mean, the best club in the nation. I'm going to get the best athletes. I mean, it's just how it is.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. And that's, I've always talked about that, especially on past episodes with people about just the different philosophy that Askren has going into wrestling. I mean, they have their Ninjas Club, portion, which is the little kids, but it's not forced. It's a fun thing. If the kids want to compete, they can, but then that's where Askren also creates their own events where they can have, either the kids go to, or they kind of tell them, hey, just go to this. You don't have to be doing this. Just take it easy, and then you see all these kids now that have come through that program that are just absolute monsters. So they do have a lot put together. Yeah. So I talked to a couple of coaches now as far as what they do, and you have had a shorter tenure for coaching, but even coming into the room, what is your philosophy? What do you feel is going to be a good drive for the team to, because there's going to be guys you work with more, and there's going to be, guys that Ned works with more. It's just how coaching works. You guys know, you read guys better, or you have a feel for one guy. What's your philosophy going into the coaching aspect of wrestling?
Yeah. I mean, it took me a lot to figure that out. I mean, it was a little bit of a struggle at first. I mean, just like doing anything new is a struggle.
Yeah.
I kind of just tried to gravitate towards, I'm, 6-8 months removed from my college wrestling career. I just got done, doing the same thing you're starting to do.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of try to, give guys that support system. Hey, I was in your shoes. I know how difficult it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some kids in the team who are 6 months younger than me. So it's nice having that connection with the guys where you can just be like, hey, I've just been there.
Yeah.
I've just been in your shoes. I understand how difficult it is.
Yeah.
And just kind of having a support system they can lean on.
That's awesome. That is actually probably a very unique perspective to be able to have that age closeness with those guys, and to have those ups and downs that you've been through already, but it isn't that far in the past where it's different. The experience is definitely pretty similar, except for maybe the mentality of something. So yeah, that is definitely a really good aspect to have in a wrestling room. And I know, like here, just in Kaukauna, they have a lot of that too. They do have guys that have actually just kind of been through, like I think Logan Stumpf comes back around, and he's in the room once in a while checking guys out and helping out and giving that perspective of, hey, I've been there, a couple of years ago. So when you guys bring an athlete or start to bring an athlete around, or start to think about an athlete, what kind of attributes are you looking for in an athlete? And besides just, obviously we know you want to be a good wrestler, right? But
yeah.
We know wrestling develops really good human beings in general. So what are some of the aspects you guys really look for to bring a guy on to the team?
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, you can develop and this is something Max taught me, and then Coach Shuck kind of hammered it home, and it's his philosophy. You can make a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Can't make a great person.
Right.
So, everyone that we try to recruit is, great people, good grades, good kids in the classroom, good kids on the street, so that, like, hey, I can develop you into a great wrestler.
Yep.
We can make great wrestlers. You can't make a great person. So
right.
For us, at least, that's the biggest thing I think of.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. So when you guys are firing up for like this season, what type of days you guys put in? How many days a week are you guys putting in as far as practices and things like that? Are you guys trying to keep it, because I'm new to this stuff too, as far as just kind of schedules and things. And some of the guys that we have on that are current wrestlers, they'll kind of say, I got classes here. You guys structure practices basically in like your program, I guess. Practices at the end of the day. You guys have some of the morning workouts. How do you guys kind of spread it out? Do you adjust it to your athletes?
Yeah, so I mainly work with our heavyweights and some of our upperweight guys.
Okay.
But the basic breakdown is, they lift Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the morning.
Yep.
Or if we just wrestled App State on Tuesday, so they might have lifted 2 days in the week, and then they practice Monday through Thursday at 3:30,
yep.
and then Friday at 2:15, because most of our classes are done. They only have one class usually on Friday.
Sure.
So we give them a little bit earlier, and then during the week, athletes like, hey, I want to get a film session and I want to get working with you, like those kind of things. And we schedule those with them individually.
Okay.
And stuff. So
yep.
They've got, kind of the freedom to be like, hey, we have an off-campus facility, 2 mats, weight room, everything they need, study room in our facility, everything they need to be successful.
Nice.
And so, hey, room's always open. I'm there usually from 6 a.m. in the morning till some nights 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
So, I'm usually always there.
Yeah.
So, if you want to come in and get working, we're always here. The staff is always here, feel free. It's an open door policy. So,
right on.
We really give the guys, if you want to grind, if you want to be a grinder and just put your boot to the ground and just keep going, that's the way to do it. So,
right on.
It's a really great experience.
God, you can't get much more flexible than that as far as just kind of trying to figure out your schedule, classes, stuff like that. And now down in Kentucky, you're the only Division I wrestling team in Kentucky, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, but you guys can't compete at the tournament yet, right?
Yeah. So we're in transition right now from Division II.
Yep.
This is our 3rd year. So this season and next season, and then we are NCAA eligible after that.
Okay, cool. So that allows you then to participate in the conference tournament and then the NCAA and stuff like that.
Yeah. So something we're doing this year for the guys, and I think we'll probably do it next year, is they're going to get to wrestle at NWCAs.
Okay.
Club Nationals.
Yeah.
So they get that national championship.
Yep. It's just to me, it seems like it's just as close to NCAAs as you can get as far as any kind of the competition and I guess the feel for the tournament too, because you're talking about multiple weigh-ins. It's not like you're just dealing with like one day and you're wrestling and you're done. So definitely got to put the guys through that grind. I know Liam just got was it at the Minnesota Christmas tournament? That's the first time he's had to weigh in twice. So
I think it's just giving those freshmen and those underclassmen that kind of experience.
Yeah.
So, when the day comes and we're at the Division I national tournament, we've prepared you for it. Totally.
I agree. So being that you guys are fresh, you're going to be coming in the Division I. What are some, I guess you could say loftier goals, or what are some of the bigger goals you guys are looking towards once this all kicks in? Well, who doesn't want to win a championship, but
yeah, exactly. Who doesn't? But that's pretty much it. When we're D1 eligible, I think, right out the gate, we're going to be top 3 in conference, if not at the top. And we're going to come and put guys in the nationals. We're ready. If we were going today, I think we'd be ready. We have Coach Shuck is an amazing head coach. We have a really good foundation with him and our staff.
Yeah.
I really think by the time we're NCAA eligible, we'll be kicking.
Well, you're pulling some great kids. Obviously where you guys are looking is the right place, and the places that you're looking are the right place too. So with you guys being fresh, I know we're excited. What conference is that? What conference would you guys be in?
Yeah. So we're in the SoCon.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
nice.
Campbell, App State, Chattanooga, us, the Citadel, Gardner-Webb, Davidson.
Yep.
Trying to think. Presbyterian. Queens is another transitioning school from Division II to Division I.
Okay.
They're in our conference.
Trying to think. What tournaments do you guys like hitting?
So we've had 3 opens already this year. We wrestled at the Patriot, the Ohio Intercollegiate, and then the Linwood Open.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And then, so then when the guys get back from Christmas here, we're going to Salute to Arms in Iowa.
Okay.
So give them that big time D1 taste.
Yep.
And then we've got duels all the way to NWCA Nationals. So
good. Good. Well, if people don't know, you guys can definitely hit up the Bellarmine University website, and the schedule for you guys is on there. Then everything that these guys have going on. So guys, pay attention to Bellarmine University because they're going to be around Wisconsin a lot. You're going to see a lot of Wisconsin kids going there. And it's only a bonus. And I think it's great, number one, that you guys are just jumping into the Division I league. It's going to be great to watch and see some of those guys that you already have on your roster that are going to be around are going to explode, I think. So it's going to be fun to watch.
No, I'm really excited for the guys. I think we've got a great opportunity ahead of us. So.
Yeah. Any highlights you got? Any guys, any things that you want people to watch for that are coming up for you guys as special, or just keep watching?
Yeah, just stay tuned. We got big things coming. We got a lot of tough duels coming up, and I think, we're going to rise to the occasion. We got a really solid team that I think is ready for the challenge. Right on, man. Well, I'm not going to keep you too long. I know you said a pretty busy day. We've been going for about 30 minutes or something like that, but I know you got some stuff to do. So I'm going to lead us out here with the awesome music that you probably don't get to hear, just like everybody else tells me. But hey, man, Noah Hardy, assistant coach at Bellarmine University. I appreciate your time, man. Thanks for helping out with the technical side here. All good, man. All good. But I hope appreciate for having me. Tell Coach Ned I'd like to talk to him too and get him on the horn here so we can have an interview with him. All right, will do, man. All right, appreciate man. It. You bet. Take it easy. Have a good time. Yeah, you too. All of our episodes are brought to you by Appleton Tattoo, located at 117 South Appleton Street in Appleton, Wisconsin, right off the main drag on College Avenue. You can't miss them. I've had some work done. I have a Celtic cross that covers my back that was done by Jason. We're not done yet. Jason Winans and crew, the artists that he have there, those guys are the best in the Fox Valley. They are definitely one to go to if it's something that you've just been kind of throwing around. They'll make you feel comfortable. It's a very clean environment, very nice crew, and very willing to get done whatever you need done when you need it done. You can message them on Facebook. I know they're on Facebook. You can give them a call at 920-604-8289 and get in touch with Jason Winans and crew at Appleton Tattoo, located again in Appleton, Wisconsin at 117 South Appleton Street, right in Appleton. Very flexible hours, great crew, clean environment again. I would not send you anywhere else except for these guys. Appleton Tattoo.